I'm going to show you a little trick to help with your cold outreaching. If you haven't got a model yet, or you are wanting more models for your OnlyFans management agency, then this is for you. This is going to save you a shitload of time with messaging so many girls when about 90% of them might not even be available. They might not have an OnlyFans. They might already be taken. They might be with another agency. It might be spam accounts, whatever. I'm going to show you how to narrow that down so you can make more use of your time and actually message girls that at least have a chance of getting with your agency, all right? So I'm going to show you how to narrow that down. So what I used to do was this. I used to go to onlyfinder.com and then I used to search for girls within a certain location. So I used to target states in Australia, as that's where I'm based, or you can just target Australia in general. And what you would do, for example, is you would target Melbourne, you would search, and then you would narrow it down by new. So then what that would do is that would narrow it down to girls in your country, in your state, and then by narrowing it down to only show the girls with new accounts, then that would mean that they're less likely to already be with an agency because they have a new account. And that would mean that they're most likely wanting help with their OnlyFans account. So I would do that. And then what you would also do after narrowing it down is you would go down, see which ones have an OnlyFans account. See which ones have an Instagram account. So there we go. So you can see what kind of socials they have. And then you would click on that where it would take you to their Instagram. And what I actually used to do was this. So you can just go ahead and message them one-on-one. So you can follow them and then send them a DM, whether it's a template, copy and paste. I don't recommend doing that. I would recommend sending a voice DM. So you'd have a framework of what you want to send to them. Like, hey, real Daniela, nice name, by the way. I run quite a large brand and I think that I can make you a lot more money with the OnlyFans. If you're interested, then let me know. Otherwise, if not, no worries at all. You have a good day, all right? I'll send something like that. And then you send that enough times and eventually you will get a bite. Now, the problem with using OnlyFinder is that it has become severely commercialized. You can tell because when I clicked on new, all these accounts, do they look new to you? No, they don't. So pretty much they sold their soul. Now it's pretty much just another advertising platform. That's why when I clicked on this Daniela girl, she's got about 50K. She's already got her own domain. Look, you could try pitching her, go for it. But I'm just saying that doesn't have the effect that I was trying, whereas I was trying to find girls who are very new. So when you used to go on this website, you used to narrow by free, and that only have, a few images uploaded, a handful of likes, and their Instagram. So you would go on their Instagram and send the message. What I also used to do was, you'll notice when you're outreaching, if you haven't noticed already, is that you're going to need to send a shitload of DMs. So what I used to do was actually collect all of their Instagrams. So I used to scroll down and then I used to just right click, open new tab, go down, right click, open new tab, blah, 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 right click, open new tab. And then I would open all of those inside my mobile phone, or I'm not sure if you can do it on this or not. And then I would send my voice message. That way you can just kind of bang them out. Bang, bang, bang. Voice message, one after another. You can do that. Now, you can still do that. You can still try that. But the chance of them already being signed or, not being as easily obtainable is not like it once was when I first started using this site. But if you want to do that, go for it. But the point of my video was to show you a new website I found for this purpose, and that is Australian OnlyFans. So what you would do is something similar. Still kind of getting to know this website, I just found it. What it looks like is that girls in Australia, they kind of apply to this website to feature their OnlyFans. So then you'll go on, you'll have a look, and you'll do something very similar to that. So for example, I'm not sure, I'll just type in Melbourne. You'll go to search. It's going to show you all the girls in Melbourne, and then it's going to show you all the ones with an Instagram, etc., etc. So you go down here. I actually recognize that one. I recognize that one when I first started. I'm pretty sure I reached out to her and then she just flaked on me, I'm pretty sure. Wow, I remember that one. Yeah. Anyway, so for example, so you would do the same thing and then you just go Instagram, open new tab. Boom, close that. Then you go down the next one. Caitlin, click, find the Instagram, boom, open new tab. Where are we? Then go back, do the same. Now, what's happening here is that these girls likely uploaded their social media accounts to their profile a little while ago, and they've probably been posting content breaching policies left, right, and center, and their account's being pulled down. That's likely what is going on there. But that will happen. So you'll just keep continuing that. You'll go down. There you go. Open new tab, open new tab, open new tab. You can smash them out. And then you'll do the same. You go on Instagram, Instagram, Instagram. Look, you can even go to OnlyFans if you want to try and reach out to them a different way. She doesn't have one. That's all right. Instagram. Exit that. There you go. See, there's one there. Page not found. No worries at all. Exit her. Then you go down. Continue. Boom. See what I mean? And then what you're going to do is you're going to end up with a boatload of girls in that state or territory that you typed in. And you're going to do exactly the same thing. So what we're doing here is the exact same method I showed you on OnlyFinder, except OnlyFinder is now pretty much an advertising agency, whereas this website is not so much. So it looks like they can upload their account for free and they get hosted for free, which means a lot of these girls are going to have, you know, shit or followers, still be kind of new, see what I mean? And then, yeah, see, 682, which means they're still kind of new to this, which means there's a chance. So what I would do is I would go to this. It doesn't even matter if you're in Australia, United States, UK, whatever. I would go to this website and I'd start doing that. And then that way you're narrowing down your target so that you're not spending so much time sending so many DMs to unqualified people. This way you're narrowing it down to a specific country or to a specific state. And then you're targeting girls who are more likely, not most likely, but more likely to need an agency, as opposed to, you know, clicking on someone with 500,000 likes and hoping they'll sign up to you who just started. So that's it. That's my source for you guys. Always dropping knowledge for you guys to help you out, finding the best tools and methods to help you start your OnlyFans management agency. So that's what I'd recommend. Now, another tip, I said this in a lot of videos, but when you're pitching them, don't ask them to get on a call. Fuck me dead. The amount of people I see, they'll send their spiel to a girl, she'll miraculously see it, and then they say, let's just jump on a call, and they'll ask them qualifying questions. You're just putting up more and more barriers for yourself. Close them in the DMs. Keep your pitch very short to pique curiosity. Then when they say, yes, I'm interested, then you tell them a bit more. Never send more than one message in a row. You're going to scare her off. Don't even do that in real life. If you have a girlfriend, don't send more than one message in a row, because if you do that enough times, she's going to break up with you and find someone who doesn't do that. So anyway, that's just a little tip. I'm just looking out for you all as usual. So if you like the sauce, go smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you in another video.